My name is Aaron, and the day my marriage ended started like a corny surprise I thought would fix everything. I left work early with flowers, chocolates, and a short note that said, "To my favorite person, thanks for choosing me every day." We'd been off for months, late nights, short tempers, silence where jokes used to be. I figured lunch at her office and an actual smile would help. Traffic was weirdly clear. The receptionist smiled too hard. The blinds on my wife's office window didn't close all the way. I stepped closer, looked through the gap, and the surprise died. Laura was on the sofa kissing her boss, the guy with the slick hair and the expensive watch. It wasn't a peck. It was the kind of kiss that has choreography. I didn't storm in. I didn't shout. I just stepped back, called her, watched her glance at the screen, and hit decline. 10 seconds later, "Busy now, I'll call after." I texted back, "Don't bother. Stay with him. My line is closed to you." I walked past the receptionist, who tried to pretend she hadn't seen anything. Outside, February wind slapped me awake. In my car, the flowers slid off the seat. Petals scattered like confetti for a party I didn't sign up for. I drove with the radio off and the truth replaying in my head. Halfway home, she started calling. Voicemail, texts, paragraphs. The best one was, "It's not what it looked like." I saw it through glass. I knew exactly what it was. She beat me home by 10 minutes, parking crooked and running up the driveway like there was a prize for panic. "Aaron, please, CPR drill?" I asked. "New policy at the office?" He kissed me. I froze. "Right," I said. 60 seconds of freezing with your hand on his shoulder. She said I was cruel. I said I was accurate. She begged to talk inside. We went in. I put the bag on the counter. The chocolates rolled out. The note fluttered free. She picked it up, read it, and started crying. "I don't want to lose you," she said. "You already did," I said. "You just haven't accepted the invoice." She asked for a chance. I set our wedding photo face down. "That version of us doesn't exist anymore." I left, drove nowhere in particular, sat in a parking lot and stared at a world that kept moving while mine stopped. I went home after dark, changed the contact name in my phone from Laura to Laura, and slept on the couch. The next morning, she knocked at 9 with puffy eyes and a voice like a tremor. "I talked to my therapist. We can go together." "Therapy is great," I said. "It's just not a glue gun for broken loyalty." She tried every angle, denial, reasons, tears. I didn't yell. I didn't insult. I made coffee and called a locksmith. By lunch, new locks. By afternoon, new passwords. I moved my direct deposit to an account with my name only. I stood at the post office and filled out a change of address form, even though I hadn't found a place yet. The clerk asked, "Temporary or permanent?" I said, "Peace." My best friend, Marcus, came over with fries and the look people use when they don't want to make things worse. "You good?" "I will be," I said. That night I ignored 17 messages. I almost answered once, then didn't. Silence felt like the first honest thing I'd offered the situation. 2 days later, I went back to the office, hers, not mine, because I needed to return the house keys and end the echo. I wore a clean shirt and a calm face. The receptionist gave me a worried look. I walked the glass hallway, knocked on her conference room door, and stepped in. She froze. Her boss tried on a smile. "Hey, man, don't hey man me," I said. "You kissed my wife?" I set the keys on the table. The metal clink echoed. "Closure," I said. "That's all." I didn't raise my voice. I didn't point. I left. Later, an intern's post about the moment made the rounds, something about calm nuclear energy. I didn't share it. I didn't need a trophy. Laura shifted into a different gear. Cookies on my porch, long apologies in my inbox, "I miss us" on my voicemail, a careful selfie captioned, "Some mistakes hurt more than they should." She appeared at the gym. "I didn't know you still came here." And then at my office lobby, where I said, "This is a workplace, not a confessional," and walked away. Her mother called to say Laura had lost weight from the stress. "I'm not hungry for that," I said and meant it. I hired a lawyer. Nothing dramatic, just paperwork, boundaries, signatures that didn't shake. I packed the house one quiet Saturday with Marcus. We labeled boxes, kitchen, books, tools, memories. I opened the memories box and found our scrapbook, beach pictures, a caption that said, "Our future," a ticket stub from a movie we pretended to like. I closed it and put it in the trash pile. The past didn't need storage space anymore. The neighbor, Mrs. Denson, brought lemonade and gossip. She once threw herself an anniversary party, she said, and told everyone it was a work event. Good to know, I said. It was like finding out the TV had been on mute for years, and suddenly the sound worked. We loaded the couch, the heaviest thing in the house, and I said, "Feels like the emotional baggage it came with." Marcus laughed. We shut the door, slid the key through the slot, and drove. My new apartment was small and honest. One bedroom, windows that stuck a little, a fridge that hummed. I put up a photo of my dad and me fishing. He used to say, "Sometimes life hooks you hard. Keep casting." I made mac and cheese, drank a beer, and fell asleep without checking anyone's location. In the morning, I woke to light and quiet. No sighs, no perfume, no second toothbrush. Coffee tasted like something I'd been missing. My own life. She texted once more. "Hope you're happy." I typed, "I am," then deleted it. She didn't need proof. The weeks turned into a rhythm. Work, runs, laundry, sleep. I changed my playlist. Less soft Sunday, more steady drum. A coworker, Julie, started leaving accounting puns on my desk. We laughed in the break room like people who had real afternoons ahead of them. I took my camera downtown on Saturdays and took pictures of strangers who looked like they still believed in mornings. Editing those photos at night felt like rebuilding muscle. At a company gala a month later, I ran into the boss. Hers, not mine. He came over with that corporate smile that says, "We're all adults." "How are you?" he asked. "Fantastic," I said. "How's HR?" He flinched. "Things didn't work out with Laura." I nodded. Office romance built on deceit rarely scales. I patted his shoulder and walked away. No heat, no speeches. Just a finished chapter. By then, Laura had stopped popping up in person. A few months later, she sent a real letter in a manila envelope. In it, she said she was sorry and working on herself. She didn't ask to get back together. She didn't ask for anything. I believed she meant it in the way people mean it when they've met the mirror for the first time. I slid the letter into a drawer. Not a keepsake, just a record that the story had an ending. 6 months in, mornings felt like hotel check-ins. Clean sheets, one toothbrush, hot coffee, no drama. The apartment smelled like detergent and stupid freedom. Sometimes I still woke at 2 a.m. expecting to hear a phone light up or a door click. Instead, I heard the refrigerator and the city. Peace isn't loud. Marcus came over with takeout and a banner that said, "Unsubscribed from drama." He taped it to the wall, crooked and perfect. "You're different," he said. "I'm lighter," I said. He pointed at my camera. "You seeing anyone?" "Yeah," I said, grinning. "Myself." Julie asked me out for a drink one Friday. Nothing heavy, just conversation. We sat at a bar with sticky tables and a jukebox stuck on 2005. She said she'd heard about the Keys moment. I groaned. "Office legend, huh?" "Someone made a meme," she said. "When he drops keys but picks up self-respect." We laughed. She asked if I still thought about Laura. "Sometimes," I said. "Like you think about a car crash you survived. You don't stare at it. You just drive better now." "Good line," she said. "Don't tell Marcus," I said. "He'll make it a t-shirt." We didn't rush anything. We didn't promise anything. We just paid the tab and went home to our separate beds. I slept hard. Moving day, the real one, the one where your heart signs the last paper, came and went at a courthouse that smelled like old air and fluorescent lights. I didn't feel triumph. I felt finished. Outside, I bought a street pretzel and ate it on a bench like a man who had errands to run and none of them involved begging. That night, I cleaned out a drawer and found the note I wrote the day everything fell apart. To my favorite person. "Thanks for choosing me every day." I crossed out my favorite person and wrote me. Then I slid it into my journal. Not because I needed a mantra, but because I finally believed I was allowed to be the one choosing. Here's what I know now. Love is not a performance review. It's not a treadmill you sprint on so someone else feels entertained. Loyalty isn't a trick you perform. It's a thing you live. If someone can't live it with you, you don't break yourself to make it fit. You change locks, change passwords, change address, and you keep the part that's yours. Your name, your mornings, your laugh. I still pass the old building sometimes on the way to work. The blinds are the same. The lobby plants are still pretending to thrive. I don't feel hate or even heat. I just feel distance. The kind that lets you wave at a past version of yourself through glass and keep walking. These days, peace looks like small stuff. Putting the toothpaste cap on, making the bed, paying the bill on time, answering a text when I want and not when I don't. It's jogging in cold air until my lungs burn in a good way. It's laughing with someone who doesn't keep score. It's choosing quiet over theater. If you're waiting for the line where I say I forgave her, fine. Here it is. I forgave her the second I stopped arranging my life around her choices. Forgiveness for me was not a speech. It was a lease, a locksmith, a budget, and a good night's sleep. Some nights I stand on my little balcony with a beer and the city below. I think about the guy with flowers outside an office door. I don't despise him. He was trying. He just didn't know the difference between being loyal and being blind. Now he does. My name is Aaron. I used to think closure was a conversation. Turns out it's a key on a table and a door that shuts behind you soft enough that you don't need to look back. Thanks for watching, PLs. Like and subscribe.